Neil and Dave, thank you so much for being with us on ITV Gold. How are you both doing today, joining us from India?
Hey, thanks, Aditi. It's great to be connecting with you again after almost a year. Uh, Having a good time during lockdown, actually.
That's so great. That's so great. How are you doing, Dave?
You're doing good. Well, luckily now, slowly things are again coming back to on track. I mean, Corona is not going, especially in America and in India,
Right.
but life is going on. Work is slowly started, and so yeah, we're back in action.
Yes, for sure. And you are joining us from your location, your store in India right now. So thank you so much for giving us a glimpse of your store. You know, for our audience that may not know about your amazing label and all of the amazing work that you guys do, could you give us a brief insight into what Devar Neil is? And, you know, what is a Devar Neil girl or a woman?
So quickly, as a brief run through, we have just hit our 16th year of the brand, and I studied fashion in Australia, and they've studied here in India. We came back and met here and started working together quite instantly. So it's been 16 years, and Devar Neil Woman is, for us, Devar Neil Woman is always evolving.
Yeah.
And once we take you through a run through of what we do, then you will realize what kind of looks we do. Maybe you have seen all the Bollywood stars who have worn us. So yeah.
Yes.
I mean, our woman is actually from a little tiny toddler to a granny, you know, and that's the range that we cover. And so yeah.
Yes, for sure. You know, before we go more into what is happening in your latest collection and what the store offers, I kind of want to have a conversation about the fashion industry with you as a whole. You know, with the impact of COVID-19 on so many industries, fashion industry has definitely been hit as well. You know, I would love to know how you have changed your programs or transformed functionings of your store as well as manufacturing due to COVID-19. How has that experience been for the two of you?
So obviously, COVID has hit the textile industry quite badly because anything to do with clothing is almost like occasion wear, right? Like people primarily shop for some sort of events, festivals, and occasions, which all got wiped out in the last 6-7 months. And slowly the festive season is coming, so that's why slowly clients are walking in, they're coming into shop. So, but when in a business you have a gap of almost 6 months, and where you are generating employment for close to 80 to 100 people, that's under our label. That becomes a big task for the sense of survival. You know, you can go on supporting for so long, but I have to tell you this, that in India, we tried to work out with the textile ministry, finances and everything. We mobilized a whole movement. But finally, unlike other places around the world, whether it's UK or US, you didn't get direct government support. And so we had to make our own ways to support our workers and our own businesses. So that's a tough task. And what has happened out of all of this is the moment in June, the lockdown starts loosening up, we immediately started our operations. Right now, we are working with 30% of our team.
Yeah, it's a very small team with you know, the people that are required to finish a garment from start to finish, and very limited, tight group of people.
Basically, you're trying to maintain all the protocol, right? If you call everybody in at this point of time who travels from far off places, then you have to really, you know, increase the risk. At the end of the day, it increases the risk of transmission and stuff. So until all the public transports and everything is restored, we are not able to get back into the full fledged production. But yet we're still somehow, the production is on, and you have to do all the protocols of, you know, whether it's masks, whether it's sanitization, whether it's quarantining people who are coming from far off places, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's so important. Let's now get into more about fashion and your label as well. And I truly appreciate for giving us an insight into what's happening in the industry. I just wish the best. You know, that's the most we all can do right now. But let's talk a little bit about, Devar NIL and everything that you guys are offering. I would love to have a discussion about your latest collection. Tell us about the collection and the inspiration behind it, and what truly motivated you to come up with that, collection.
So the latest line is we always incorporate Indian elements or local artistry or prints, and this collection largely is being inspired from a large part of the tribal art form of worldly prints, and also the traditional clamp dyeing techniques. These have been used. We use a lot of prints in our garments, so we have shared those images. You might be able to see it on the screen later on. Is that a large part of the line has got a lot of prints and then embellishments on them and texturing on them. This collection is an offshoot of the kind of the caged, when you are caged and you want to escape from there. So how would you push yourself and escape from that to another reality? So the shoot of the collection was done in that way, but yet it's grounded to what we call within us is Indian from this part of the world. So if you look at it, you will immediately know this has got some Indian touch to it. Yes, obviously.
Maybe you can show the front display.
Yeah, we will take them for a tour of the front and all our display, how we do it here.
Fabrics and the kind of craftsmanship for this particular collection, or just in general, what do you both like to see in your pieces?
So there's of course we love to play with prints and textures, and we sort of blend them together, where the print ends the texture starts, or vice versa.
Shall we take you, while we are talking, shall we take you for a tour of the line? You can see it.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, shall we? So I'm taking you guys there. So right now, quickly, I'm showing you around. This is our bridal consultation room.
Oh, wow.
So in India, when people come, they come in like 8-10 of them, all of them together. So that's why you have a big table where people will sit around and you will be displaying the clothes all around here and stuff.
Wow, that is awesome.
So, those are all our display of the clothes. This is actual old, almost 80 to 100-year-old warehouse, if you see on top. And it used to be tea warehouse, and which we have been converted into a store, kind of first in this part of the country.
Oh, wow.
So,
that looks so exciting.
Oh.
Of course.
So while this is the bridal room, this is where always the classic collections are always here, through and through.
You want to pick on some
Yeah.
So
this is always.
So this is from the new line. It's a sari.
Just using sari.
They won't be able to do it.
So we do incorporate a lot of weaves in what we do.
There's weave. It's linen with some zari, and then there's, this is woven and this is embroidered.
Wow.
So it's all appliqué and this is all hand embroidered and stuff. So it's got a very delicate feel and look to it. We will get in detail in these areas, but just to give you a feel, so it's all color coordinated here. So from dark evening wear, you move to more colorful. These are all the haldi, sangeet looks, maybe daytime looks. This is how.
This is a printed lehenga.
That looks so exciting. There's so much vibrance there. I'm loving it. So many colors.
Kaftan.
And then we incorporate prints also into the bridal collections based. People want resort wear, resort lines and stuff. So all of those are incorporated in there.
That is beautiful. I'm seeing some of the pieces that I've already seen through your collection. It's very exciting to see that.
You have a good memory, I know.
Yes, for sure. I'm seeing the colors, I'm seeing the pattern. It's so beautiful. So that is all of your bridal collection only?
Yes, that's only our bridal line.
Where are you taking us next?
Okay, we still have, this is the new line. This is the new line, which we are showing you here. So, folk flower embroideries and then the prints.
So the textures meeting the print. It's a trench shirt dress.
Wow.
A jacket here.
There's a slinky bias dress with a throw jacket on top. This is one of our popular ones. Little cowl around the neck. This is a very easy evening wear. Here comes the heavy one.
Wow. Wow. I love it. It's so sparkly.
Yes. This would have at least 2,500 to 3,000 hours of work.
Oh, wow.
We're doing a
Wow.
lot of
Individual beads.
a lot of beading,
And everything has been.
and also we're incorporating lace work.
So in this,
So this is all embroidery. It's not like a lace bought from the market. So it's done in-house.
and this is again a short trench coat.
Wow. Amazing. There's so much variety there. I love it.
And then here is where you see, I will show you the whole store from here. And this, on this side, which you're seeing, is our menswear. Because menswear is a big part of our collection here.
The groom
Right.
wear.
The grooms, sherwanis, bandgalas, all of these.
Wow. So much print. I love it.
And finally, we again enter our women's casual pret line here. This is all the printed.
Wow. Beautiful. So many colors. I love it.
So, you'll get to see our wall of fame here quickly. Come around. So we don't keep everything, but some snippets of it. You might see Tabu out there. You have Jacqueline Fernandez, Sonam Kapoor, Ayushmann, Deepika Padukone,
Wow.
actresses from Calcutta, Tabu again. No, it's okay. We have Karina. Oh, and my heartthrob. Look, you can't see the faces. Fawad, actually. Fawad Khan. You have got Deepika again, Karina again. Then you have got Vidya Balan, Karishma Kapoor. So yeah, Karina and Deepika kind of asked for clothes quite a fair bit of time.
Oh, wow.
And then for our personal friends and artists, we've got famous cricketer, commentator, Gautam Bibhani, who's also there. Oh, we have got even Varun Dhawan.
Wow.
So yeah,
Well, thank you for giving us a tour of your amazing, amazing, amazing office, workshop, showroom, all in one. It was amazing to see that.
Myself is Juhi Poddar. I'm the store manager at Devar NIL and I'm working more than 3 years. You know, we all are here like a family. It feels like it's my second home. It was our promo and we worked till 5 in the morning. Both of them were working with us. They were like, boosting us. The collection which I remember, like our taxi and sunglasses print. I love that funky print.
Hi, my name is Shadip Diwan. I joined Devar NIL in 2014 as an assistant store manager here. I take care of the customer's query, guide them to the kind of dress they can go for. Many a times we get difficult customers who tend to be rude to us. So if that happens in front of Neil sir, so God forbid them, he makes it a point that they cannot be rude to his people. So who wouldn't want to work in such companies? So I'm really happy to work with Devar NIL and I wish them all the best.
I wish Dev and Neil to be more and more successful.
It's 14 years now. I wish them many more.
Who are some of your favorite celebs that you have dressed? I know you just showed us the amazing fame wall, where we saw a bunch of Bollywood celebrities that were wearing your outfits. But who are some of your absolute favorite experiences, in dressing up some of the celebrities?
I'll tell you the most memorable experience, and this goes back probably like 15, I don't know, like 13, 14 years.
Yeah.
So this is right after the first fashion week in Bombay, which is the Lakme Fashion Week. And, things come out on magazine and everything. Suddenly I get a call and I pick up the phone and says, "Hi, Dave, how are you?" I'm like, "Who's this?" He's like, "Tabu." I'm like, "Who?" And she's like, "Tabu, the actress." I'm like, whoa, like, this is out of the blue. Like, suddenly, you have such a big actress calling up. And then she just...
Not their publicists, not their stylist. Yeah. So but that's how Tabu is still.
But also back in the day, there were not a culture of stylists that much here. I mean, it was maybe just about starting. And she just decides to travel from Bombay to Calcutta just to shop and to source clothes for her. I think she just completed Namesake that time, and she was going on a tour.
Meera Nair's Namesake, yeah.
Wow.
And that was a fabulous experience. And we had a tiny little workshop then, and she came in, and she just became she just came in like a friend, and that connection just went on, and
still remains.
Yeah.
Then another person we personally connect with is Sonakshi Sinha, because we launched her in our collection so many years ago. So Sonakshi is a dear friend and a supporter and wears our clothes.
But we've also been very proud of her journey, because she sort of interned with us she's a fashion
student
graduate. And as a student, when used to showcase at the Fashion Week, she would come and help us.
Behind the scenes, backstage,
And then that shy girl suddenly is a big deal in Bollywood.
Definitely. I would love to have a quick discussion with you about the evolution in fashion, especially in Indian fashion. We've seen a lot of fusionization happening, a lot of different textures, heritage, pieces from the West, pieces from the East, really meeting up together. I also saw a glimpse of that in your collection as well. How do you both look at how Indian fashion is today? And, where do you see it when you look at the global fashion industry?
You answer that first. He always pauses for me, so you have to answer that.
No, I mean, because we've been inside the whole thing, and it's probably the change has been, we also don't realize at times that we are part of the change. How we started and where we are now.
We have also brought about change, I would say. When we first started, I will tell you, let's talk about quickly of Indian context to the global context. When we started that long ago, 15 years ago, it sounds a lot right now. We were quite experimental with our prints, print on prints, men's with prints, and the kind of prints we were doing then, because everything around or previously before that was very traditional printmaking techniques, or whether it's kalamkari, whether it's block printing. We pushed the boundary by bringing in the more contemporary flavor, because we wanted the younger audiences of the country and overseas to identify with what India, of contemporary India, is all about. So we started playing with batik. We gave it contemporary form. The taxi print which you saw that time, that is one of our classics, because when people saw it, they said, oops, oh wow, I know that's India, that's Calcutta, but I want to own it. So that was our whole aim. We wanted to make sure that we as designers are relevant to a whole generation of people who are coming forward. But we kind of created a monster out of it, where we started seeing that people from the older generation, 50, 60, they wanted those quirky prints also. So all of a sudden, they're hungry for something new, something more exciting. And that's where it all started. So that's why in the beginning, Dave said that our clientele is from a baby, because we just made during lockdown for some freshly newborn babies. for the for the mother, and then the baby was born, we made clothes for her. And that's how our clientele is. We do from their little family, the child, the youngest one, to the grannies. So that is a big repertoire as designers. But in the 15 years, you realize that India as a country has gone through change, and fashion in India has transformed massively. One is for good, which is that you do seasonals, you do bridals and all those resort wear. But one thing, though we were showing the Bollywood stars, but importance of fashion has now kind of got interconnected or intertwined with the big Bollywood stars. So that is where a little bit of conflict starts happening, that is fashion is important, or who is wearing it is important, or the quality of fashion is important, or the name who is supporting you is important. So yeah, that's the kind of a balance we're trying to find.
But also in terms of the fashion industry, earlier it used to be more just about traditional wear, but slowly now, traditional wear from India will never go away, which is great. The saris, the lehengas, the sherwanis, the kurtas, they'll never go away. And we are proud of that. But also at the same time, designers, and there are different brands, including ours, who also do a lot of thread line. And it's not just about going to a shop or a mall and picking up. People just want to wear something which has got some sort of value, some sort of meaning. So even there, people, there's a whole lot of...
They've become more conscious, aware of what they're buying. So fashion itself or themselves have become a bit more responsible in how they are creating, what stories they're telling, who are the workers behind the scenes. So all of this has become more important. So the back to the front integration has taken a big leap. In
and also in the day and age of course, with the world going through so much of turmoil. Also, sustainability is something that we always talk about now, especially it's more than ever. It's so much more relevant, and people want to shop for things that they want to keep and not throw away after, 2 months.
That's so
So
true.
India has been resilient that way, I would say. While the world has really moved towards fast fashion, we have continuously gone on creating classics. Whether we have stuck onto the sari, whether we have stuck onto very detailed, beautifully hand-embroidered garments, which you pass it on to your next generation, rather than wear it for 3 months, 6 months, and then chuck it away. So in India, that culture still remains, and we have been very resilient about it. That what I buy, what the mother buys today, she always has this idea that, I will one day give it to my daughter or my son or my daughter-in-law who will come to the family. So that's a beautiful tradition. And just to connect the two dots, to say something, it was a great sense of delight when we saw a brand like Hermes coming up with Hermes saris, because they were trying to make inroads into this world, in the Indian world, and they saw that, okay, we have to create Hermes saris. That's how it is. So we have been quite resilient that way, that now the international brands, whether you're talking of Gucci's or Prada's, they will eventually modify. I think even some of the big brands, Japanese brands, they have now coming out. Even like Muji has come out with kurtis. That for the Indian woman all around the world or within India, they have taken out specific collection which is targeted towards the South Asian continent. I shouldn't always say India, but South Asian continent.
Yeah, for sure. I have 2 more questions left for you. Since I have you here, I have to ask you, what are your 3 must-haves for everyone in fashion? Or perhaps if you could describe 3 looks that people should always have from your collection or any other collections as well.
A white shirt. We always like to reinvent our white shirts, whether it's for men or whether
White
it's for
shirt
women.
or a kurta,
Yeah, whichever. Now, the line diffuses out there. So we always have a white shirt which you can put on any time, day, night, with a denim, with a printed outfit. So white shirt we both have this weakness for it. So one of them, for both men and women, invest in good white shirts in your wardrobes. You can style it in so many different ways that you'll be surprised,
Yeah. Either a cocktail sari or a tissue sari that we do,
Yeah.
So that's something that's really unique.
As people from South Asian continent, we always say that saris, at least once in your lifetime, have a beautiful sari which you invest into.
And that you can pair it up, wear it in your own way.
It doesn't have to be blouse. It doesn't have to be heavily embellished. It can actually, we style a lot of our saris with a shirt. So the whole contemporary look comes out from
Or a bikini maybe.
Or a bikini. You're adventurous.
My final question to the two of you is, what is your fashion mantra?
Comfort for me. Always.
Personally, I believe if you have to wear clothes, his is more comfort and assimilate. Mine is if you want to walk into a room and people don't take a second glance at you, then there is a loss of fashion. I would say, whenever you're wearing something, make sure there is something in it which will turn heads to make you look at you. Because fashion is something which says something about you. Yes, comfort is always, but
I mean, I would push for comfort so much now. I would rather go in my shorts and gym t-shirt, ganji like that.
Within which also you can do things.
Yes, for sure. There's a mix of both here. For sure.
Yes.
There's a mix of both and I'm loving it. Well, thank you so much for being with us on ITV Gold. This was such a great conversation. And thank you again for showing us your amazing showroom. And I hope and pray the best for India and Kolkata. Wishes to both of you.
Thank you.
Wishes to you guys also.
Hope we
recover together well. Let's not compete in the numbers of COVID.
Yeah.
Let's compete in the number of recoveries.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so true, so true. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.